Satan could destroy. The opposition party I bring before you. Dr. Kid by name and by number. Remember that son. Father, hold me your strong and powerful hand. Not to allow him to slip, neither to slide. Remember ministers I bring before you, each and every one of them. Bind them together like one bundle of stick. Keep them in the act of safety. Leave no veins where Satan could enter them this morning, Lord. Father God, remember all your children this hour, blessed Lord. Remember your children this morning, blessed Lord. Father God, the entire force, Lord. Remember the SSU. Father, remember each and every one of them this hour, blessed Lord. Take them in your kind care. Remember all those workers here and everywhere. Remember them, Jesus. I cannot name them one by one. Remember them in the dose of mercy and have mercy. Father, pass by the hospital this morning, the sick and afflicted one, those who are preparing themselves for the operation table. Father God, help the doctor to do it in spirit and in truth. My God, remember your children this hour, Lord. The teachers I bring before you again, the nurses, the workers in the hospital, each and every one of them, the buses, the driver, the conductor, the passenger, even the plane in the air, the boat on the ocean. I bring each and every one before you this hour, blessed Lord. Even the one this morning, Lord, that opened the radio station, I bring him before you this morning. Father, remember that son, if thou be so pleased, wash him and drain him dry. Make him what you want him to be. My God and my King, guide him and protect him. Bless him if thou be so pleased. He might be small as a mustard seed, not forgetting the home where he dwell in, each and every one of them in that home. I bring them before you this morning, blessed Lord. Mr. Andrew is in your hand this morning. Remember that son, if thou be so pleased, give him in the act of safety. Guide him and protect him. Bless him this hour, Master. My God and my King, the whom you lend unto him, the offspring of his body, wheresoever they locate, all those who are they dwelling with, guide them and protect them. Bless them, Lord. Bless them, Jesus. Remember his staff I bring before you, both male and female, all is in your hand. Bind them together, Lord. Do for them what they cannot do for themselves. My God and my Redeemer. Remember my village and my people. Remember them this morning, not forgetting Miss Jacob, wheresoever she locates. Father, guide and keep her in the act of safety. Not she alone, but each and every one of them in that home. I bring them before you this hour, blessed Lord. My God and my King. In my next hour of prayer, what I feel to mention, you will reveal it unto me this hour, blessed Lord. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in the green pasture. He leadeth me beside still water, He stirreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for His name's sake. Yea, though I walk to the valley, to the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For thou art made thy rod and thy staff to comfort me. Thou prepare my table before me in the presence of my enemy. Thou anointest me with all my companions over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our life, and we shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you very much.
Monday, I didn't forget. I had to go in the, first time I entered it, I had to go in the eye clinic in Grand Anse.
Right.
And I live since not about 5 o'clock in the morning. I organize a bus for to get a early morning seat. Because I had to reach there for 9 o'clock. And I know Grand Anse is a place where there's a jam session.
Yeah, it's jam session down there.
So I had to leave in time. Well, I reached in time and I was success in everything what I had to do with the eyes. Everything was good.
That's good.
So yes, everything was good.
That's good.
So that is why Monday, and I know what happened. I forget I should call Miss Matterson.
That what you should have do.
But I don't remember.
That is all right, man.
Sunday night when I lie down, I remember I still will not and call her Sunday night, not that too late.
Yeah, that's too late. But sometimes what you should do is just send a WhatsApp or something. So when she gets up in the morning, she'll see it.
Boy, I had that, but me don't know about that, you know. I don't want to tell nobody I know about it. No, sometimes when that phone go bad, I had the phone with WhatsApp, but me don't know what to joke, and I don't go in and joke.
Oh, gosh, somebody has to show you about it, man.
No, it's me that a day. I know she joking and thingy me, but I have a touch screen, and Uncle over sick, I doesn't make with it, you know.
You're making me laugh this morning.
I don't go into that joke.
You don't have time for that.
Yes, I'm only copisa.
If we want to get you, we calling you. Call me straight.
Yes. right, Chop. All the best.
All right, take care.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
It's real, it's 91. I got some people inside of Brooklyn, New York, always locking it down. Mr. Bowen, good morning to you. I got some people inside of London, England, always locking it down. Bay Sky and the whole squad. Good morning. Well, you say good about lunchtime. I think it would be for you guys. So happy lunch. 10 minutes past 7 o'clock my time.
Greed and jealousy.
We say good morning to Michelle Alexander, Faithlin Douglas, Adrian Watts, Gillian Noel, and Marie Celestine, Gemma Warwood. Good morning to you guys. People listening via the website, have yourself a special day as well. People listening via 91.5 and 91.9, you're the bomb. Boom.
Which direction you going? You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. Search for happiness. You got to leave a little room for loneliness. More things could happen all of a sudden before you realize it's only a disguise. You got to be careful.
Good morning, Mr. Lennox. Good morning, Caroline and family. Winston, good morning, brother. Marks Williams.
With what you
Kit Sylvan, good morning as well, brother. You know when we come and we lock down the place.
do when you're doing it.
Real expressions.
You gotta be careful, careful.
Remember at Velma's restaurant today, for lunch she got ground provision with saltfish and green salad, veggie rice, stew fish, lemon juice, soup of the day is chicken soup, and then she got burgers for dinner as usual. So make sure you get something to eat up in the high street. Mr. Morin, have yourself a blessed day, brother. One love.
The cleanliness in life is gone.
Can't forget Mr. Francis. He's always locking it down too.
Corruption.
Pat Kip, good morning to you as well. Miss Ferguson, I can't forget you. I'm sorry. Have yourself a blessed day.
That is how it
13 minutes past 7 o'clock. I'm going to pay some bills after this. And then we'll come back with some more vibe.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful.
Broadcasting from the historical Parish Main Street, Surtez, to your home, vehicle, and office. Today's hit music on Real FM.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive.
Color by Sissy.
Let your imagination run wild. Surround yourself in a world of color.
Color by Sissy.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissy. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add add the multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more. With multi-X added to playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantemelle in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolf in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Go right ahead.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. I'm reading from the Word of God, St. John chapter 1 and 1 verses 13. We were born not of blood, not of the will of the flesh, or nor of the will of man, but of God. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we believe His glory, the glory as of the only begotten Father, full of grace and truth. John bare witnesses of him and cried, saying, This was he whom I speak. He that commanded after me is purified before me, for he was before me. This is the end of the scripture reading.
All right, thank you very much.
You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good morning to Lyndon. Pearl Charles, good morning to you. morning, Mr. Belford. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Real Expressions, man. And boy, we got a show in stores for you this morning. Remember, we got the weather coming up next, so stay tuned for that.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
As we head over to the phone lines, we're speaking with Andre Charles this morning. Good morning, brother.
Good morning to you and to listeners of Real FM. And here's weather for today, Wednesday the 26th April 2023. Currently it's cloudy. Winds are from the east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 12.8 millibars. That's below normal and rising. Present temperature 26.9 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 86%. Yesterday's maximum temperature 27.9 degrees Celsius. Last night's minimum 25.2 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, 0.8 millimeter of rainfall was recorded, which brings the total for the month to 8.1 millimeters. Now to have a look at the forecast, value for today and tonight. Today we expect some partly cloudy conditions with an increasing cloudiness at times, mainly during the afternoon, with occasional isolated showers throughout the day. Maximum temperature 30 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sea slight to moderate, waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Tides will be high at 7:45 a.m. and low at 3 p.m. Sunsets today at 6:21, rises tomorrow at 5:51. Just a repeat of the forecast, value for today and tonight. Partly cloudy with an increasing cloudiness at times, mainly during the afternoon, with occasional isolated showers throughout the day. Maximum temperature 30 degrees Celsius. I'm Andrew Charles, reporting for the Met Office. Thank you.
Thank you very much, brother.
Broadcasting from the historical Parish Main Street, Surtez, to your home, vehicle and office. Today's hit music on Real FM.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it, and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantimel in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made.
Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726.
Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive.
Color by Sissons.
Let your imagination run wild. Surround yourself in a world of color.
Color by Sissons.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
Boy, you gonna fly with kite now? The wind picking up.
I'm coming. Karim, what you doing?
Fly my kite.
Yeah, but not here. You can't fly kite near power lines, boy.
Why not? The wind good.
Because mommy say kite threads conduct electricity.
Yeah, kite. He's right. If your kite gets stuck in power lines, it can cause power outages, or even worse, it can get shocked.
Come, let's go and fly them in the pasture.
Yeah, that makes sense.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an X-car and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with mag wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive.
Good morning again, folks, and we're back. Igwe morning.
Morning, Igwe. We back. Morning to all the listeners of Real FM and all Real FM platforms. Morning to our friends. Morning to our colleagues. Morning to our relatives. As our associates. Morning to the naysayers. Morning to the enemies of Real FM. Morning, Mr. Ian Django Thomas. I know you're listening. Good morning to you, sir. Real expressions for Wednesday, 26 April 2023. Igwe. And this morning we go caption or discussion. Someone please call the FIU. Now the reason why we are invoking the FIU clause is simply this. Igwe, and just very simply this, because we understand what is going on in this country, and we know that the FIU is an integral part And just like how we always do it here, Igwe, we always want to read something from the Section 3 of the Financial Intelligence Unit Act. One of the mandates of FIU is to investigate all categories of financial crimes, collect information and maintain intelligence database as in relation to financial crimes, collect, analyze, assess, and disseminate reports on information to bodies with similar objectives, develop and maintain a relationship with the regional and international associations or organizations with which it is required to share information, exercise its function with due regards for the rights of citizens, ensure compliance with the proceeds of crime, the Terrorism Act, and other related enactment. Nothing in this act affects the provision of assistance under the Mutual Legal Assistance in Criminal Matters Act or the exchange of information under the Exchange of Information Act or any regulation thereunder. Now, the FIU has an integral and an important role. Proceeds of crime, Igwe. Financial crimes of every type. And when this NDC administration came into power on the 23rd of June last year, immediately they dismantled the FIU. And we were here on this People's Parliament because Grenada is my constituency, Igwe. Real FM is my parliament, and I'm the people's spokesman for today. And I'm blessed by the Ancient of Days. And when we here on the People's Parliament was wondering, why would you remove those police from FI with all these years of training and all the respect they get? We say, well, that's all right. But now we seeing unfolding the whole matter with GDB. Because FIU supposed to investigate financial crimes. So you see how they mash it up? So they dismantle FIU and they put the friends. Then they bring discord within the RGPF, and on this parliament, Igwe, we said, once there is discord and disunity in the RGPF, only two sets of people could benefit: rogue officers and criminal elements in our society, even financial crimes criminals, Igwe. And there we'll go through and show you the link. So one, they dismantle FIU. Two, they bring discord within the RGPF. That is two bodies responsible for investigating crimes, and FIU in particular, financial crimes. And three, under the data legislation, they could create their own little police force with powers to search, powers to arrest, and so on. So realize the game that is played with this administration. So the National Decolonization Congress, NDC, and to decolonize is to victimize persons you believe are supporting you. It's nothing about the poor again. You know. Once they believe you don't supporting them, whether rich or poor, whether you're high in class, low in class, they go look to victimize you. And then the Prime Minister said the only campaign on transformation, but it's about restorative justice, to give back. So they feel Dr. Keith Mitchell was in power for 23 years, and some of the people didn't get what they feel they should get. So the present Prime Minister is decolonizing the society to give them. So when Andy and them getting in excess of $2 million from GDB, you have to understand that is restorative justice. And the Prime Minister said so, but maybe we didn't listen hard enough. So they dismantle FIU. And financial crimes include money laundering, washing of money, you know. So when you hear this $150,000 bingo Igwe, money could wash.
Clean. And they don't pay no tax on it too.
Money could wash. But FIU, they in the pocket. You see, that the parallel are joining you now. So the one who pays the piper call the tune. So you think FIU could go and investigate this $150,000 bingo one here? And what they're doing is taking advantage on the people of this country, you know, and being brazen about it, Igwe. Because they take 150 from the people and they making the bingo $150,000. They slapping back the 150 in the face. Platax. Heartless. So the National Decolonization Congress, the cabal. So when you talk about the GDB, one must know that the GDB is a child or a grandchild of the Grenada Agriculture and Industrial Development Corporation regulation. It is also a child of Grenada Agricultural Bank Caribbean Development Bank loans regulation. It's also a child of Grenada Development Loan. So when you're talking about Grenada Development Bank, you have to know where it come from. And Igwe. Now, you have an important clause because here what? For discussion's sake, Mr. Andy Williams, through the medium, said he received only $600,000. Okay. We know it's not $600,000, but we go get into that. But for discussion's sake, let's agree. It's only $600,000 again. For discussion's sake. Now, SR&O. What do you talk about SR&O for any legislation? Is the process of checking government organization that a business is following the rules. So the SR&O is for you to check if the rules are being followed. Igwe. And what is instructive here, Igwe? Because we don't come to play with them this morning, and I want to get the thing, because I just don't want to just go into the thing just so. I want to get the thing, so people could understand what here is at play, because I want to read the whole thing for these people and them to understand what is going on in this country, because we have to bring the information to the people because nobody else trying to do it. So the SNRO in the process of checking that the business is following the rules. So let we say Mr. Williams gets $600,000. But SR&O number 2 of 1973, and that happened on the 17th of February 1973, we can realize they don't gas that thing again. Because when you go to the GDB board and tell you why the board is illegal. But let me go to SR&O number 2 of 1973. So they could go and watch it. And what is instructive, Igwe? SR&O number 3 of the same year has been updated, or you call it amended. But SR&O number 2 of 1973, the 17th of February 1973, because when I come here giving them all the facts, because I want them to fact check it. I want them to go and check it. I don't want them just to take my word. So this barred Andy Williams from getting any money from the GDB, you know. Hear what Section 5 say, Igwe? The bank shall not make sub-loans out of proceeds of the loan to a director, one, or the bank, for a director of the bank, to a member of the legislature of the state of Grenada, or to any company controlled by any such director or member of the legislature, or to close relatives, so such as a director or a member of the legislature. So hear what he's saying. This SR&O disqualify Andy Williams from getting money from GDB, being a member of the House of Representatives. It disqualify Andy's business A&D enterprise from getting money from the bank. It's not me that write that, you know. 1973, I just come out of liquid farming. That time I just start to peruse the auction. So I couldn't write that. But the 1973 legislation, because the people and them remember, say what you want about the British. They understand administration, and corruption is something they just guard against. So hear what? This legislation guard against nepotism. Because you can give your relative, your associates, being a board member and House of Representative. So Andy Williams is on the House of Representatives, so that disqualifies Andy from getting even the 600,000 he get. You understand, Igwe? So SR&O number 2 of 1973. The 17th day of February 1973, Section 5. He said the bank shall not make sub-loans out of proceeds of the loan to a director of the bank, to a member of the legislature, which Andy Williams and Jonathan Lacret are. And then the company, and even the friends. So A&D is Andy own. So even A&D can get the money. But they give them. And they so bold-faced. They say he just get a loan. You could have go in a commercial bank. But then again, school children say, yeah, he go in a commercial bank, and they didn't want Christopher Columbus in Italy. They didn't want him in Rome. So even if because we could prove he lie about the 600,000. And that 600,000 is so significant. I wonder if when he make that $600,000 admission, if he understood. But then the Ancient of Days, Igwe is a man. Don't joke with him, you know. Hear about that $600,000, Igwe. He owe the government in taxes of over 2.2 million, and I have all the figures here. I want them to do that and say he don't owe the government 2.2 million. And for him to get 1.7, the same among the associated in LACO, you know, 1.7 million, because all the figures have some correction anyway. So the same 1.7 they say in LACO, school children say LACO get, I don't know. Now, if Andy have to get tax exemption for the 1.7, he have to pay the government about 600,000 first, you know. The same 600,000 he get.
Yeah,
he say he get.
That's the first one. Well,
and then listen, one of the requirements of the same bank in the deed say you have to take out an insurance policy for 600,000. So he didn't realize when he talking about 600,000, he just prophesying. You understand? The morass and shit win with this present administration, because they know at some point FIU would have stepped in, so they mash it up. And I are telling me how they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, Igwe. They mash up FIU. They bring discard in the RGPF. They promote men on investigation because I will play a clip where the commissioner talk out who on investigation. Mr. Voice Note. Mr. Gone in Victoria. You understand? So, Igwe. So even the 600,000 Mr. Williams tell us, he have some prophecy because you have to pay 600,000 if you are to enjoy $1.7 million tax break. And then you have to take out an insurance policy for 600,000. And the 1.7, you might get a tax break in. They say LACO get 1.7. So you see all the numbers on them?
I don't know.
So that is why I say, someone please call FIU. Because FIU mandate to check out that thing. And if you don't check it out, you're doing a disservice to the unit. Because you run all the people on them what know about it. Igwe. Now, the new National Party, a government of distinction, ably led by Dr. Keith Mitchell, during the COVID time, because NNP is all about the greater good for the greater number. So here they put in this spin that Andy get loan, it was under NNP, but because NNP is for all, the greater good for the greater number. So they put this thing in the MSME thing, after COVID to assist hoteliers and small business. But Igwe, if you owe taxes to the government, you're not eligible. But on the 20th of December last year, when this illegal board in GDB, because they don't gazette it, and that's one of the requirements to be legal, he get $300,000 under that program. So even then, he don't qualify, because he owing. And that one part of the requirement of that loan, if you owe the government, you don't supposed to get. So you don't supposed to get under Section 5 of the SRNO number 2 of 1973. He don't qualify to get under the MSME, the small business thing, for small business and hoteliers. So that 2 strike here, we're talking about 3 strike here. So you have 2 strike. He's a member of the legislature, 1 strike. 2 strike, he owe. And Igwe, the bank was supposed to give people money to refinance and pay debt. 3 strike, Andy Williams, they're supposed to get no money from GDB. So all the old talk here, they're trying to say, he get it under NNP. Anyhow, he was not qualified to get it. So when Terry Forrester they want to call a radio and say about when he get it, Terry, you know better than that. Terry, don't let them blame it on the asphalt. You know better than that. So we're talking about the board Igwe. And Igwe Section 8 of the Constitution, Operation and Expense of the Board, subsection 3, section 8 say, the names of all the director of the bank at first constituted and every subsequent change in the composition of the bank shall be gazetted. It didn't say may. And in last shall is must. We're talking about the law, and you use the word shall, it means must. So let's read it. Must be published in the Gazette, which is yet to happen. So on that grounds, the board is not properly constituted. Igwe. And here, what do you think? Because the legal advisor to the Cabinet of Grenada government is the Attorney General. Igwe. The board shall consist of 9 directors appointed by the ministers follow. And the minister there means the Minister of Finance, which the Prime Minister was until he run from it. Because justice and sympathy is no friend. Anyway, justice enter gates, sympathy flee. Just like how the Prime Minister flee from the Ministry of Finance. Here what happened. 1 director to represent the Ministry of Finance. The Attorney General or his or her nominee. The manager of the bank. 6 directors to represent banking, accounting, commerce, agriculture, engineering, and tourism. Hear this, watch this. So if the Attorney General or his or her nominee is part of the board, and the Attorney General is the one that is the legal advisor to government, the cabinet, and she don't see it fit to have the thing gazetted, she don't fit for the work. Because you have a legal board. A legal board presiding and giving the colleague and the friends, because Andy Williams is a member of the National Democratic Congress, the National Decolonization Congress. The chairman of the board, the St. Bernard person, they are treasurer of the NDC, so they are friends. And nepotism talk about, let me tell you, because you see, I like to go in the thing in depth. I don't like to just whoop when I come in here. Nepotism is the practice among those with power of influencing or favoring relatives. Friends, which and these are friends of them, and an associate. So nepotism. So on all grounds, Andy Williams was not supposed to get no money from GDB. But you are guts and you are belly. So you're going on about sucking cocoa. Because you are guts and belly. When the roll is called up, you're under Andy. Because I won't be able to do that forever. You know? There will come a time where there is a beginning. The National Democratic Congress, the National Decolonization Congress. Where there is a beginning, it must have an end. As my brethren say, who are the chicken back and giving it to the dog? Then we go know.
We must.
We go know.
Like green that.
So Igwe, the gentleman do qualify under 1973 SRNO number 2. He do qualify because he owe the government $1 million. And he do qualify because the bank, the purpose of the bank is not to give people more money to refinance and to pay off loans. So I do understand how this gentleman get this money and how you have those among us with the briefcase or certificate still trying to defend the gentleman. Because Section 4 under the GDP Act, you see, to assist persons to establish, carry on, or expand development enterprises. You know, and he give the enterprises and them, you know. The enterprises include industrial enterprise. Does he have an industrial enterprise? Tourism industry, is he part of the tourism industry? Housing enterprise, is it part of the housing? Agricultural development enterprise, was the money part of that? fishery. So even the grounds for granting the money, don't qualify under none. So how could you defend a gentleman that does not qualify to get a loan from GDB because school children say when he go in the commercial bank, he don't get. Because he comes down to they understand it's only a contract for 5 years he might have. He could end before the 5 years. He could end before 4 years, 7 months and 19 days. So they say, now we can't give you that money. Because how will you get back with money? But the Minister of Finance, as he then was, because he had to be part of that money thing. And the GDB can't give that sum of money without he don't knowing. The cabinet had to sit on that, which Andy Williams is part of it. So you understand the corruption? And then when we speak, they want to bring the data thing and telling us how we can speak. Well, we go speak. Igwe. And then they so brazen because they're giving people money what they're not supposed to give them. So now they're going and have bingo. FIU. FIU. Financial Intelligence Unit. One of your mandates is to check out money laundering. Igwe. Is to check out money laundering FIU. $150,000 bingo. I say no more. One word to the wisest official. We'll take a break here, folks, and be back.
Yeah. When you talk, when you go, when you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, boats of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
Grand Case, in collaboration with the National Ozone Unit, will be conducting introductory training in refrigeration and air conditioning at the YWCA building, Granville, St. Andrews, starting on Monday, May 8th, 2023. Classes will be held 3 days per week, Mondays and Wednesdays from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and Saturdays 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for 5 weeks. Cost $75. For further information, call Grand Case at 440-6003.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandstand sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're looking to improve or maintain your health, look no further. We have a general practitioner right here on Main Street, Certez, in the Tghe. Dr. Guerrera, a gynecologist and surgeon who specializes in women's health. She offers lab tests, blood, pap smears, prostate cancer, and stool tests. Consultation for pregnant women from beginning to end. Surgeries, which includes hysterectomy, tying of tubes, vaginal shrinking, removal of uterine fibroids, and vaginal warts, hernias, C-section. She also specializes in diagnostic and therapeutic DNC, abnormal bleeding. They're in collaboration with Alice Labs, located in St. George, opposite the Excel Plaza. Dr. Santos, an oncologist who specializes in cancer treatment, a general practitioner, family doctor, will be joining Dr. Guerra in the not-too-distant future. Walk-ins are accepted. You can also call for an appointment at 423-3352. That number again, 423-3352. You can also contact us on our landline at 444-4272. That number again, 444-4272. Put your health first.
Broadcasting from the historical Parish Main Street, Certez, to your home, vehicle, and office. Today's hit music on Real FM.
Asking me what is wrong with Trinidad. You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an ex-con and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with mag wheels, tape deck, computer, air-conditioned 8-cylinder. With much new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive.
And we're back. 2 minutes past 8 o'clock. The phone lines is open now. 442-0175. Igwe.
All the travel, because they say the travel king outside now. Somewhere in Dubai or something.
Ghana next vacation.
But they don't bring back nothing.
Yeah, next vacation again. More money spending.
They don't bring back nothing. And even to the point that when they go in parliament, they ain't giving a ministerial statement saying what the ministry do, or based on the travels, what they bringing back.
What they have gained.
And Western Main Road Project, they lose that. So ask Andy and Mr. Andrew. Let me take the call.
Good morning.
Morning. All right, morning.
Morning.
Yes, my question is, as far as so many talk had said, discussing that the government is doing wrong, and you have information to prove that. What I want to find out, where are we going with that? There is no other institution whereby you could submit that to who have the rights to start investigating. Because what I'm trying to say is, if you don't make a report to someone, you're talking to the nation, that's fine. But I think we got to go beyond somehow to have some sort of an investigation. If this thing, what you're saying, it's against the law, it's wrong. Somebody's supposed to answer, so I don't know what's the next step you're supposed to take, which I feel you should take. The next requirement, important step to Don't wait on 5 years. I believe you need to do that now. So give us some indication now what would be your next step. Thank you.
Caller, you made a very salient observation, Igwe. And here's what. Caller, with people like you, very soon it is the intention of myself and others to do a petition, at least as relates to GDB, because GDB get funding from other donor agencies like the CDB and the European Development Bank. So it is our intention to do a petition list and get around 30,000 signatures and send to these people. And let these people ask of GDB those questions, because GDB won't answer people like me and you. So we working on a petition. So let them know people displeased and they have concerns, because the Integrity Commission gonna sleep. The Integrity Commission is supposed to do that. So, salient observation, but that is how we want to approach it. Peaceful means first. Yes.
Good morning.
Morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Master Carl and Igwe.
Hey.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
We do.
We do them.
Master Carl, with what you have just said, doing the petition, I have no problem with that. But as it stands now, with all that information you would have given, as it relates to the law, rules, regulation of GDB, it is in black and white. I am calling on the NDC supporters who always quick to say that it is a lie, and we lie, and they lie. Even yesterday, when Dr. Keith was on To the Point, you heard people saying, he's lying, he's a liar. Now we have it in what I would say, black and white. If it is a lie, then how it is done in black and white? We got to know how come a lie is in black and white. I am calling on the NDC supporters who like to say it's a lie. No, it is in your court. The lie is in your court to be judge, jury, and executioner of that what is in black and white. We will do the petition. We will get the petition. But everything now lies in the NDC supporters' hands. Be judge, jury, and executioner of what you just presented to them.
Okay, caller.
Okay then, have a good day.
Thanks.
Yes. Igwe. Now the thing is, so we strike one with Mr. Williams, the legislation. He owe, then what he get the money for is not the bank to do. And still under the integrity in life. The guy on all grounds. So I want Terry Forrester to speak on those things then when he go on GBN.
You talking that?
Tell us if the man do owe. Say we lying on him, he do owe 2 point something million to the government. Tell us he don't get 2.2 million. Tell us he don't get 300,000 on the MSA meeting. Tell us that. And tell us what the SR&O number 2 of 1973. Section 5C. Morning, caller.
Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
Just there, in a sense, listening to you guys and, trying to put some sense in heads of some of the people, What I'm trying to say is this. You see, Master Carl, we must always think ahead of in life, since that we see this thing is happening over and over and over again in many ways. Now the Integrity Commission is no longer probably exists for temporary reason, whatever it is. The Prime Minister's questions is not being answered in the House of Parliament. Questions all over the RGPF. Then you see the name of the people who are sitting in the various boards are not being gazetted. and all this kind of stuff. Right now, that actually raises massive questions, and actually where transparency is coming, we're not seeing it. Now, by due all respect, I think going forward, they should set up a organization at OECS level. Yeah, because that maybe not just happening in Grenada, but happening on the other Caribbean islands as well. So whereby then your island or country could be sanctioned from outside of your, you know where I'm coming from. Because if you're not complying, then the leader of the opposition, okay, and then we're going right back where we had the referendum regarding the constitutional changes. Now you see, if you do not have a leader of opposition, then the next question may come out: who will ask this question? So an institution should be set up if there is no opposing party. So these questions could be forwarded. Or probably they could, like how people go on United Nations and talk, and then there's sanctions coming out from United Nations and other places that country could be sanctioned. In the same way, if these practices have not been done correctly, or your government who is in rule in whichever island is going overboard regarding certain issues, then it should be sanctions, and then something has to be seriously done. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, you're putting some sense to the whole thing, because if they don't listen at this level here, you must have a level which they have to answer.
We must not only think about we as per se, no. We must think the future ahead. You know? Next thing I could even tell you regarding politicians across the board. I can't remember the name of the gentleman, but during the time the person who rewrote some of the constitutional law, who was revising the constitution then, for the referendum, I can't remember the gentleman. And he's, many times after I get to know him, he was mentioned to me, not only in Grenada, but across the Caribbean, we are running out of politicians. There's difference being a politician and a so-called politician. Yeah?
Yeah, I agree.
You understand? Like today, we could say Dr. Mitchell is a politician. Peter David is a politician.
You're a politician and wanna be politician.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So-called
and then he
politician.
has been politician and never will be politician.
Right, like a certain caller on our station yesterday, the lone caller. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you could see these people want to be somebody, but if it's like, you want to go forward in life, but if you do not qualify, you just don't qualify. You can't want to be. If you're not a doctor, how you could just go and take something and cut somebody and do a surgery on them? Although you may have an idea what it is, you're not qualified to do that. Yeah, and that is the whole example that we are seeing to the front of us in our island. That the unexperienced. Now, if you say unexperienced in the sense that, experienced, leave them there, they will run. No, a nation has to be governed and not ruled. Good.
I agree. So how a blessed
you have to be governed. So the future
ahead. And all the people require is good government.
Yeah, so people have to think
honest government. Not this razzle dazzle government we are.
No. But you see, the whole thing about Grenada here, it's like you're running to a thing, you're running to something, and you go ahead, and now this is impact. Although it's the word of God that has been proven to us today, that people become across the board, not only in Grenada, because many places we see politics is failing to that, because people who take in a leadership are not just a leader per se, but across the board, like ministers level, they will come to the forefront who are not qualified to be there, and it will come to a failure, and that is what we're seeing today. Yeah? The word of God is being fulfilled. People will come into leadership who are not qualified to be leader, and then the downfall of the nation shall come to reality. And this is it. We see today it happening in bigger nations as well. Not only Grenada is just completely nothing.
Yeah.
But it's a learning procedure for us. It's very sad Yeah, but as I said before, we should put a concrete institution, at a Caribbean level, or whatever it is, in going forward, so you could secure the future ahead of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a blessed morning, guys.
Well, you take care.
All the best.
And that caller raised a salient point, Igwe, about the type of government, not the reckless type of government we have. Because school children say, Igwe, you realize a couple, maybe last week or so on, there was this thing Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell said Grenada will join 2 non-traditional lending institutions to seek more concessionary financing to drive the Grenada's economic growth and development. Cabinet on Monday approved Grenada joining the partnership agreement between the OECS CARICOM and the African Mix Bank, or the African Export-Import Bank. I remember they talk about that African diplomat. We go hear about him again. You know. He announcing during the news conference the African Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum. So school children now, those in, according to my good friend, those in the Catholic school they suggest that there was a meeting. I don't know, because I only reporting, asking, Mr. Prime Minister asking you, is there any truth to that? That there was a meeting with the State Department and Caribbean heads and the issue of the Citizen by Investment program come up. And was it true, sir, that he was the only brave / foolish one to stand up and ask them how dare they tell you how to run your country? So, and is there any truth to the reply was you could run your country how you want, but we could treat it and close it down if we want. And all of a sudden, we see you talking about these non-traditional loaning agencies, because you realize maybe, I don't know if you realize, that maybe the IMF and the World Bank might not take too kind to that. So, you see, it's Buddha man government we have here. You know, like you go in Sargassum and you eat too much food and next morning you're in problem, you puff. Like right now, Grenada puff. So we come with all these things about this non-traditional lending thing, but what is the cause? What is the cause, Igwe? And we're not getting good government. We're not getting good government. You hear any call, Igwe?
No, we don't.
Let the people call and ventilate, because I like when they call and speak what's on their mind. Igwe, in the discussion with the Right Honorable Dr. Mitchell on GBN yesterday, Igwe, Mr. Forrester called and talking about the Western Main Road project. So let me take Mr. Forrester at what he was asking. We have information otherwise, but let me just take what he was asking. If Grenada had lost the project, why did Andy Williams and Lennox Andrew go and meet with the CDB about the project? Because if you lose the project, why are you going to talk about the project? Terry, this kind of spin you put now, you don't work in. Terry, they're using you. Morning, caller.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro. As a matter of fact, them people and them over here in government yet. And they getting on like that.
And they planning to rub a bingo in your face.
As a matter of fact, we Grenadians getting, we start to get barbarous. You know. We better be careful. We start to complain. And all who vote for them complaining now, sorry they put them there. You understand? And it's time for us to get up and get. Otherwise, dark might it twist up. Thank you.
Igwe. Watch. The National Decolonization Congress, the CABA, has no love for the people of this country. It's all about itself. We travel. How much time we travel already so far?
What? Somebody need to give us a bill.
Yeah.
And how much he spent already in traveling.
And then
we could find that?
Somebody go tell us, man. And he don't bringing back nothing. In so much as when he have parliament, he don't even telling the nation, well, I went X, Y, and Z. And here's what go happen. Morning caller.
Hey, good morning, Master Carl. Good morning, Eagle.
Morning.
Master Carl, the former president of America, you know, like when he did his stupidness, you know, he don't come and defend himself. He's sending his men, his tongues on them to come and defend him. I think he never come and defend himself. And what you see, really, that happen again. When you have a big man with a big man, like you talk, you say, man with belly, a man with guts. He cannot come and defend himself. Why you want to come and defend yourself? Defend yourself? Why you have to send your patrons and them to stack about you? Why they come and attack? They don't know what they're saying. You come and defend yourself. You are the key witness in what they accusing you of. Come and attack and let the great people know what happening. But you send people, and the people that you sending, they can't defend what they're saying. Right? I must call again. I could say, this government will go in history as the worst government. It was government that anti-workers, the own people in the country. Because what you see they are doing, they only feeding themselves, enlarging themselves, and suffering the poor class of people in the country. Because you know, like the rally where them honorable made an error, and she said that people, she wanted NLP will not lead the people suffer, but she suffer. And when you look at what is going on right now, you see who making the people suffer is this present government. It's suffering the poor class of people. Greener right now have no creditworthiness. There's all sort of things going on in the country. We're talking about all these NGOs, all whose voice was so loud. Right now they keep quiet. And when the NDC supporters want to come and talk about lies, there was years upon years there was a program, listen a set of lies from King Liar. None of them they were enjoying it. But now you come and speak in the truth and in the country, it becomes a lie. So brother Carl, looking at like the truth becomes a lie and the lie becomes the truth now. But Carl, I always say we have to continue to inform the greater people about the truth of what is going on in the country. We have to do it. So we have a blessing.
All right.
Igwe.
The seaweed bad in Grenville.
Hold on, we go deal with the seaweed just now. Igwe, what is important during the NNP term in office? GBN never give the NNP time on air apart from the government time.
Yes.
They used to say that the government have the time and nobody from the NNP could have go and have, they couldn't go on the government time. But the big joke, the National Decolonization Congress time on GBN, you have like call Terry Forrester going in. And Terry is the deputy PR of NDC, not the government. So if it's the government time, how come Terry going and function? Terry is a nothing. They using Terry. They didn't want you as a leader. Now they using you to run your mouth and look ordinary. Because when you call yesterday and talk about the Western Main Road project, everybody had to know you don't know what you're talking about. When you call and say, oh, Andy get money, the 2 point something million and the 300,000 was approved by NNP. Everybody know you're talking nothing. You're talking pure Schmidt. And you get in time. Morning, caller. Good morning.
Yes, I thought you were speaking on the matter that I discussed with you.
What matter?
Oh, well, you didn't hear. You didn't hear what I said?
No, we just talking to you before. We didn't hear you.
Tell me.
What? Well, I spoke in vain. I said that the matter concerning the police some time ago, where false call was made and whatnot.
What false call?
A police officer
Uh,
was holding a voicemail,
okay.
right? And that matter was, the commissioner said that the matter was dealt with in-house. To date, we have not heard what is the report of that. We come back, we heard about something on the pier. The person was removed, he was fired. And somewhere along the line, sympathy came in and the person was moved to another department. We don't hear nothing about the inquiries into that because we understand that things was not nice on the port. Things was missing on the port. Nothing comes out of that. Now we're hearing of Mr. A minister was allowed to get break rules or whatever and get these things. And where are we going? And people keep on asking the questions. Where are we going? So if the parliament can answer to it, is there any other source in the country that could answer to it? Or we have to wait until the next 5 years and perhaps people decide what they do? I find they're becoming concerned now. And some reporting format, some answering should take place because these things happening. I mean, a sitting minister is allowed to owe the government those kind of money.
Yeah, over $2 million.
Something has to be wrong. And those in authority where is the avenue for explanation or for correction? And they have a body of police that's responsible for investigating.
Yeah, but the same minister says we have guts and belly, and we go do it early, so people go buy into it. So they hoping with the corruption, people buy into it. He say you have guts and belly, and they have to do it early. That his words.
So if in the next 2 or 3, 4 months to come, other minister involved, what happened? Where do we go?
Well, it's a Susuhan, Clifford.
Then we have to wait until the next 5 years before a decision or some inquiry comes out of it.
Corruption don't have statute of limitation, you know. What I do it 3, 4 years ago, it could still go independent.
I think we need to.
Because the Susuhan are going on, one get 2 point something, one get 1.7. We go hear about others or get just now.
And then the state can't do anything. The state have no powers to do anything.
Well, the state were doing that.
The state they get any money, but the state have no way to investigate those things.
Well, unless we as a people demand that, because they mash up FIU, you know. So FIU should have been the body to investigate that. But when they put the friends and thing in FIU, the friends don't investigate them. They disorganize the police force. The same thing you're talking about, man under investigation getting promotion.
So that means that the...
Like, you know when you're going up and say the cow jump over the moon?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's sad to know that we can't go to any proper institute for a recourse in that.
Yeah.
It's very sad. You have to wait until these people make their term and people still have the right to vote them back. So
but what you should do, Clifford, you should try to contact people like Sandra Forwardson, and maybe if she start to talk, they go answer.
Well, I never hear she voice for the longest time.
No, try to find her because she mightn't take call from me.
I will look for. I prefer to look for Brother Tilly number and call.
Well, one of them. Call one of them.
Yes.
They might listen to them.
I will try that.
Or I feel like they call Eddie Fedrick and call these fellas on it.
Eddie Fedrick and them so is jokers. They're jokers.
All right, Clifford.
Good.
Mm-hmm. We have one more on the WhatsApp.
Let's take it.
Before you go on, let's just get.
Good morning, Master Carl. Good morning, Igwe.
Morning.
Morning. There's a particular caller who called and say that she's calling on the members of the National Democratic Congress, the supporters, to come out and speak. That would not happen. Based on the construct of the National Democratic Congress, they don't like so it's okay for one person to get all this money, or anybody who's up there to get a position, or anybody who's up there to get any amount of money they want, as long as the people, the vulnerable, is not eating our food. They don't care. The vulnerable not eating our food, that's they're happy. But once it's up there, all the people in positions, they don't look. They don't care who on the ground eat it on people on the ground eat. It has nothing to do with looking for them to come out and say, well, what is happening is wrong. It's okay for for Mr. Williams to come to get $2 million and he had to pay it back. They don't care. So looking toward them to stand out and say, well, okay, this is wrong or this is not supposed to be happening, they would die of starvation, but they would not come out and say nothing. Because
Balling
that's
with
not their
mouth
construct.
closed.
Yes, the National Democratic Congress. How many times people have to say to y'all, don't care about poor people? That's the reason why they don't spend more than one term in office. That's the reason why they don't spend more than one term in office. Because they don't care about the man on the ground. And Grenadians keep making that same mistake over and over, but that mistake had to be made. That mistake had to be made for Grenadians to really see who the National Democratic Congress is and what they stand for. They don't like poor people. How many times would you get that in your heads? So it's not up to the National Democratic Congress supporters to come out and say Andy Williams is wrong. It's up to the opposition, the present opposition, the leader, or whatever is wrong happening in Grenada. It's up to them to educate the public as to what's happening in Grenada right now. Because the smaller man mightn't understand what so it's important for them to get to the ground people, the people that don't have access to the people that are really suffering, and let them know that. Because at the end of the day, you cannot depend on the supporters of the National Democratic Congress to come out and say, well, what Andy doing is wrong. And they stand against it. You wouldn't find that happening. That's not part of the ideology. Have a good morning.
Morning caller. Pastor Stanford Simon. You forget about Nehemiah? Because you used to preach a lot about Nehemiah one time. Start to preach about Nehemiah again. Because you is a man of God. You shouldn't sit idly by like Eli and do say nothing. Pastor Stanford Simon, yes, they go tell you or say that. Don't be like Eli and do say nothing and watching wrong going on. Pastor Stanford Simon, sir, morning. Preach about Nehemiah. And don't Eli the thing. Yes, if you know this gentleman, I don't know if you know him, but if you ever come in contact with him, tell him, Massacre, say, preach out Nehemiah. And do like Eli. Because when Eli's sons he doing his shopping, he don't say nothing, and when punishment come, he get punished too.
Eli.
So do take punishment for other people, Pastor Stanford Simon, because you could speak. And the whole GDB thing, you could speak a lot of speak about GDB. You, Pastor Simon. The thing about you, you have a wealth of knowledge as it relates to the Grenada Development Bank and how things go and how it operates. But you're sitting down there and you don't say nothing. The Lord will not hold you guiltless. And you know that.
Eli.
The Lord will not hold you guiltless. A word to the wise, Pastor Simon is sufficient. Let's take the call.
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Blessed.
Yeah, Master Carl.
Hey.
This morning, I will try to stray from the bank talk and what people do. A caller called earlier on, like 2 callers before me, and I will tend to agree with that caller.
You tend to agree? You tend to agree or you agree?
Yeah. You know why? No, I keep saying, anytime I call this program, and since last year, and since before the election, I say, listen to what these people are saying. Listen very closely. You see right now,
listen to the language.
Politicians, the barbers, the Neotex,
oh my God,
pressure to get documentation.
Oh my God.
And get it right. The problem is not getting certified for international marketing. The problem is the process and the cost, right? Nobody's saying you can't get international recognition.
And the you live in all the penalty too.
And the penalties, right? So let me say what
I say Friday I would deal with that, but let's go.
Yeah, because I didn't listen. I just sit down and listen, right? And the caller before me, the two callers before me, the guy was making a reference, and I would make a reference. Look at the current construct of this government and the ministers. The Honorable Prime Minister, because Mitchell said that they are learning on the job and the training. In my view, and I think if history is right, the only two persons in that team who has parliamentary experience is the Honorable Ron Redhead and Kieran James, right? We all see what happens when you have a first-time politician. We saw it in America.
With Kieran?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
They're asking for Grenville people need.
You know? So we are seeing what you call the first-time politicians or the first-time members of parliament then, right? And we see what they do. We see what the former president of America did in America, and you see what happened now, right? Then we're talking about experience. Now, look at the construct of the people that forms the government today. Some of them work in the Ministry of Finance. Some of them were lawyers. Some of them had businesses, right? But look at the background. How are you telling me, Master Carl, and I ain't calling no name, a man have $1 million bunk check all over Grenada? All over Grenada. It is known. And you telling me a bank will give a man a loan at that magnitude without asking his credit history? If me, go to any bank, take a loan, and I ain't paying it back, and I didn't inform, my credit history is damaged for life. How are you telling me you become a minister in July, whenever there was they get the instrument of instruction, and in December you're going to loan 300,000, 600,000, whatever it be. And then your shady dealings continue to happen after you're in government or you're a minister. So here we're on. What I'm telling Grenadians, NECIs, NMPIs, whoever, listen, let's listen carefully. You know, had a brain to do it. Let's listen to what I'm saying. The Prime Minister himself said he's learning on the job. And a caller, I want to call her name, she said, you don't learn on the job. You go and you do your job. You saw the train before, and then you get a 3 month probation, and you do your job after that. Within 10 months go and say, right, tell me, you're on probation for 5 years? And lastly, any government that is voted into office or took up reins, they're on contract. So everybody on contract in that government, all of them, each and every one of them. And I'm seeing the Public Service Commission is not doing their job. I'm seeing a sudden PS, a sudden permanent secretary online on Facebook.
Beating TV.
Seems to be making mouth with people. And I want to know who is in charge of the PSC that is not looking at this thing. Because watch me, I have never seen this level of pettiness for the last 9 years. And if they feel it's, well, we didn't power now, and we could do what we want now, and Dr. Mitchell too old, and he was doing that, you can't continue too wrong. So freaking positive doesn't make negative. You understand?
Well, there is a beginning, it must have an end, son.
Well, what I'm saying, gentlemen, these men in office, gentle ladies, whoever, when you all go in office, you're all doing the people's work, right? It's not your personal gain. Do the people's work. Whatever you do on a party level, I don't care. It doesn't faze me. But once you're in government, you're serving the people, right? And if you don't serve the people will get you out. And I hope, I'm praying that it don't happen like how it happened in 83 and 79. Have a good morning, gentlemen.
Bless.
Yeah, Anthony too. Tghe.
I have two clip line up here.
Yeah,
for you.
let me clip it out.
Let me give you that clip on them.
The National Democratic Congress intends to tackle the Sargassum problem that has plagued the east coast of Grenada
for the last several years. It affects the town of Grenville. It affects most of the East Coast, starting from as low down as Malmont, Lassa Jessen, St. David, all the way up. It has become a living nightmare, frankly, for many of our coastal residents. It affects the beaches. It no doubt you have to live with the stench. The residents in Soubise, Marquis, and I think all the way into Grenville, you get that stench. Now, if you view life negatively, you will simply perhaps see the Sargassum as a problem. But if you view life positively, we know that everything that has been placed on planet Earth is placed there by the Creator. And He gives us the wisdom to find creative ways to use whatever it is that is on planet Earth. So we see the Sargassum as an opportunity for us, in fact, to be able to use it to the benefit of Grenada. And so we intend, first of all, to capture the Sargassum before it gets to shore. We intend to research, bring into Grenada nets that we can run along the coastline so that we can capture the Sargassum before it gets to shore. We can then bring it ashore. We can then store it appropriately, conduct the necessary research on it, and use the findings from the research to create products that would be useful for us. And let me make it clear, there are already other islands within the OECS that has been exporting
I tell you, man.
You have a next clip with him again, about the seaweed. Because I want people to hear from his mouth. I don't want them to say massacre, I'll make up nothing on him.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Where have you been since 2014 for you to not smell the stench that comes from the Sargassum that the people of Soubise and Marquis have to live with day in, day out? Where have you been to not know that the fishermen of Soubise and Marquis have to walk through the Sargassum every day to get onto and off their boats with their fish? Where have you been to not know that the Sargassum is damaging the engines of the boats? Where have you been to not know that the Sargassum is creating skin rashes to our fishermen and the people who go on the beach and have to wade through the Sargassum?
Mr. Deacon Mitchell, sir.
You feel you remember saying that, then?
You know all that.
That may I say.
Hold on. Andy was by the old church weekend, and you didn't smell it. Mr. Deacon Mitchell, sir. You know all that about the sweets. You didn't have to be around long because you already know what you doing about it is the question. Because you like to run your mouth. What you doing, Prime Minister? The people in Grenville, they balling. Well, you see, Soubise and Marquis people have to deal with this tension. They can't go in the water. You say engine. You say boat engine getting damaged. What you doing? Because the same place, when a man boat engine get damaged, you could have go in GDB and get a little money you giving Andy animal. Let me take the call, Igwe.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how you doing?
Mr. Carl and Igwe.
Morning.
Yes. Well. Now, when you have listened to the NDC on the campaign platform with all these promises, and they are in government, and look at how many months going for 1 year, and the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique are calling them. They are to deliver. And people are asking questions. And they want to bully people and want to, all kind of, negative reaction. People asking questions. That is the democratic process in this country. People have to ask questions. And when you look at the situation, all the promises, the 650 and the seed program, we see the cut. be see the cut in the seed program and many other things as you have been playing the clips, and I must applaud you all guys for that. Playing them, listening to them, reminding people. This is very important. Now coming back now to the GDB issue. Now it's a process. The bank has criteria laid down, has regulations laid down, and so forth. And the question is, more and more you're hearing things coming up, and people are asking questions. Now, as it stands now, who going to clear the air, and who going to come out, and who's supposed to come out and say and tell the people what the situation is all about? Don't you think that is the GDB should come and hold press conference and talk about the situation? Don't you think that the former Minister of Finance or the present Minister of Finance must come and let the people know? It's not the opposition that had to come and think. They will have to call on them too, and other people in the country to think, but they have to come and report to the people about how, as it said, how one man getting all this money and you have little man on the wait list who's supposed to be getting student loan, the young people, the people who want to set up the agro processing and different things like that. They have to come and explain it. They had to come and clear the air about it. And as some of the callers, before been speaking about it, this thing mustn't just go dead. Because I sure, if it was the New National Party that did something like that, you would hear civil society on the road. You would hear all media houses on this, all newscasts, all regional, international, and the NMPs, the watch, look what they do. You know what I mean? So I believe, and I congratulate you all for speaking out and informing the people, and the people are speaking out, because I tell you, it's not nice on the ground. It's not nice on the ground, because people want some form of justice, some clearance on that, and bring the parties involved to some sort of justice, whether suspension, whether they have to send in resignation, what the case may be. We have to be serious with our country moving forward. Thank you.
Tghe.
Where have you been since 2014 for you to not smell the stench that comes from the Sargassum that the people of Soubise and Marquis have to live with day in, day out? Where have you been to not know that the fishermen of Soubise and Marquis have to walk through the Sargassum every day to get onto and off their boats with their fish? Where have you been to not know that the Sargassum is damaging the engines of the boats? Where have you been to not know that the Sargassum is creating skin rashes to our fishermen and the people who go on the beach and have to wade through the Sargassum?
Tghe. Now, the National Decolonization Congress, the cabal, they like to boast about promises made, promises kept. So, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, what are the promise of the Sargassum?
And I like the word, I just learned the word now.
What?
Sargassum. It's seaweed.
Let's take the call.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Master Carl, Tghe.
Morning.
Good morning. Well, as far as our listening, the opposition don't have to ask anything. I thought it was passing wrong even before election broadcasting the teachers and the money, like the teachers have to get the money going wrong and wrong the country. So I find they should go wrong with the same microphone or whatever it is they don't have over the car and saying what going on and what doing. Instead of me saying information is on a need to know basis, he doing things different and all this out of what they getting on with. Even Parliament, I know when I used to listen to Parliament, you heard they reading the minutes from the previous meeting, the minutes and whatever. But you don't have nothing in this one, only is melee like they still campaigning.
And you have a speaker like Alice in Wonderland, only stupid is he thing.
The speaker?
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland, he don't know what's going on there.
This thing what
School children say you're going for phone money.
This thing was planned. It's planned they plan to strip the NNP to nothing.
Now the NNP, they plan to mash up the country.
All the people that support them, make sure they pack it full because they don't studying people.
Irreparable damage.
It's only themselves. And I heard something on a radio program that the education minister or the education officer, whatever he is, his wife is in charge of St. David, the place in Bacolod down there.
Or the youth place?
Yeah, the minister's wife is in charge of the people in Bacolod. And who they fire in the south from 60 years, the one they hire is over 60. What really going on? And the person in the south related to Minister Williams. The family that get the job and they can't do the job. Lots of things going on, you know. But the only seen my poor Uncle Kitty, he old, but he's very sensible and he's song in his mind. He have a song mind and a level head. So, brothers, sisters, everybody, all of us, see if you could get somebody to investigate what's going on because like the Governor General, she's nobody to them because they don't want her. And they don't even, well, the house, what the other of the house man, what is?
The who?
The what speaker of the house?
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland, man.
Well, what? Why you don't take the job? You can apply. They will take you.
Nah, they don't want Christopher Columbus in Italy, no?
Oh, no, because they don't want nobody that rush NNP from there, so they're pushing out everybody and putting their people. So the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. So we're going back, just now we're going back in fire side, you know, because things start getting scarce. And
so you have to get coals again?
Pascal living climbing higher than the mountain. $100 goes to staying in a 1 pound paper bag. So brothers and sisters, continue what you are doing. Let us know, because I was listening you, listening me other brother there, and Brother Andre. But I kind of saying they can rush him, they can frighten him, because he's solid as a rock. And no lie doesn't speak, because you're reading it in black and white.
Yeah, we tying the truth on them, man. Even though they roll, they go getting more entangled.
According to me, grandmother, black and white doesn't lie, pen and paper don't lie. Just as the Bible says, everything will pass away, but the word will not pass away. So have a God bless day. Continue to do what you're doing. The truth, and the truth will set you free. And they can't touch you, they can't do nothing because they're afraid to pray. Bye-bye. Have a blessed day.
All right.
Watch. They say this trip in Dubai, they say they want when they come back the news of grain, like wouldn't be that he gone.
Well, school children just saying something from me. Their school children telling me, you know, as the con get the money from Grand Lake, he running out of Grenada.
What?
That what them school children texting me this morning and tell me. So the whole thing is a big payout and then dash it.
Why? You know, a man sing a song get a government we deserve. That what happening to us here, you know. Because we had to learn. We get complacent. Things are going too good. COVID come, stimulus package, people still get pay, all kind of thing. Well, we see, well, things nice. So then we say, nah, let me show them fellas on them. No. But Andy, you didn't smell the seaweed when you're breaking down the whole church. And you're making all kind of photos and things. And when you stop to eat the sea egg, you didn't smell it, Andy?
But don't buy the sea egg the way you buy the sea egg.
Yes.
What down there? Down there, what then?
Promises made, Andy. You don't keep in. I don't intend to keep down. Let me take the call.
Good morning.
Good morning, Igwe.
Morning.
Good morning, Master Carl.
Morning to you.
You know, I call this morning, man, you play one more clipping.
Which one?
The promise he makes about the net.
No, we play the clip where you say you'll get the nets.
I didn't
We play that clip first.
Yeah.
Okay. When my call this morning is concerning the Minister of Finance right now. Because he made a statement.
Oh, my representative?
Yes, he made a statement in Parliament the other day, which is not sitting down very nice with me. You know, we are happy for the tax amnesty. You know, we are so happy because some of us might be in the red. So we're really happy for the tax amnesty. But you don't come and dictate to people if they don't pay at the end of the year, next time they don't have no mercy.
Well, that just how the NDC. That the NDC.
I wonder if when they go back home, if you just saying that because of he in position now, because they say it's their time now.
Now, if you know the man, believe him, he will do that in truth.
They don't. It's really. They don't have a heart, or the heart really hard.
The heart can.
The ice box what they were the heart used to be, man.
You remember I call and say
them
about
frozen.
heart, you know? Yes. Every time the heart come in office, it's about hardship. Every time the heart come in office, it's about hardship.
They have to change the symbol to an ice box.
I find the heart really hard in truth. But God say, you know, the heart clean heart in His hands. You could turn it around just for us to get to learn a lesson. Because the other verse say, you know, he said, God said, go take away people from the hand of the Egyptian, you know. But because of truth, we will have to go through real judgment. Because why we are grateful.
All right, caller, we don't have much
God
time
bless
left.
you and have a good day.
All right, take care.
All right, bless.
And NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be permanent status.
Yes, Igwe.
Hallucination. Intoxication does lead to hallucination, and hallucination does lead to wrong direction. Alright, good day, folks. Have a blessed day till we meet on Friday. Bless. Yes.
You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an ex-con and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with mag wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive.